For most games, quest items were quest items and nothing else. However, Dawn was different. This kite could be modified to become a glider, and could allow players to float down from high places without falling to their deaths. Of course, this was only achievable after some significant modifications. Luli tore his clothes into strips, and tied them onto the kite so he could use it as he wished. His next goal was to get to the top of the mountain. He failed on his first attempt. He had been killed by 2 fat boars. On his second attempt, he was killed by a LV6 forest leopard. His third attempt was even worse. He had run into a crowd of jungle spiders. In Dawn, dying was a very common occurrence. Any player, unless they forever stayed in a main city, was bound to die quite a few times. When venturing out into the wilderness for the first time, it was completely normal for players to die 10 or so times. It was only on his 7th attempt that Luli finally reached the top of the mountain. His weapon had been completely destroyed, and the few coppers that he had been given by the system were gone. Luckily, the kite counted as a quest item, and so he couldn't drop it when he died. Otherwise, he would have cried himself to death. After attaching himself to the kite, Luli breathed in deeply, and jumped down from the cliff. The wind howled in his ears, and after stretching out his wing, his descent began to slow down. Of course, the kite simply couldn't compare to an aerial mount. It was hard to maintain balance, and he nearly crashed into the mountain many times. Luckily, the kite was a quest item, so it couldn't be destroyed. Bang! -27. -3, -3, -3. The first damage figure was from falling, and the subsequent -3 were from stepping into magma. Luckily, he had good reflexes, and he quickly jumped out of the way. Otherwise, he would have suffered a heavy loss. Below him was a complex-looking region, with smoke everywhere. There was magma spewing out of the ground, and the thick smell of sulfur hung in the air. This was the outer region of the abyss. It was said that the Titans defeated and sealed Raniaros, who was from Azeroth, into the abyss. After millions of years, Raniaro's power created countless lava monsters, causing the abyss to become the most dangerous place in the entire continent. Luckily, there weren't any monsters in this area, otherwise they would easily be able to squish the LV0 Luli to death. Luli wasn't too far away from his goal, and he carefully looked around. 10 minutes later, he found the place that he was looking for. It was a stone house. Inside the stone house were a stone table, stone chairs, as well as a stone box on top of the stone table. Inside the stone box was a ring. Supreme 1 ring, silver, strength 1, agility 1, vampirism 1. Special effects: the Lord of the Forest, Cenarius, gave this ring special powers. You can learn 3 Druid transformation skills, as well as a skill for one of those transformations. Equipment requirements: none. Durability: none. That's right, this was what Luli came for. Equipment in Dawn were ranked as such: common, bronze, steel, silver, gold, dark gold, epic, legendary. Common equipment didn't have any bonus stats, only defense and attack. Bronze equipment had 1 bonus stat, steel had 2 bonus stats, as well as a chance of special effects. Legendary equipment had 8 bonus stats, and would always have a special effect. Cenarius was the child of Eluin and Malorn, the protector of nature. He was also the adopted son of Ysera, the queen of the giant dragons, and was called the Lord of the Forest by the ancient elves, or the demigod of the groves. He was a demigod, as well as the mentor of the first Night Elf Archdruid, Malfurion Stormrage. The Supreme 1 ring was the legacy equipment that he had given to Malfurion Stormrage. There were 2 rings in total, and because Malfurion believed that he couldn't wield their power by itself, he only wore 1 ring and left the other in an unknown place in the Dark Ravine. Malfurion's twin brother, the most powerful demon hunter, Illidan Stormrage, wanted to obtain this legendary equipment, but was refused by Cenarius because he knew that his heart was filled with darkness and malice. As such, there was a split in the relationship between the twins. The reason why Luli had been able to find this ring was simple: rebirth. In his past life, when he was earning gold, Luli had met an elf warrior called Azure Seabreeze. That warrior could transform like a druid, as had healing and stealth skills. Azure Seabreeze was like Luli, someone who was collecting money in the game to earn a bit of money in the real world. Moreover, because of his strange skills, he was often chased down and killed, causing his level to fall. Afterwards, Azure Seabreeze had told him his secret: he had obtained those skills through the Supreme One ring. It was a ring that could be upgraded even after 3 years. There were only a handful of items that were found that could be upgraded. It was a pity that this mystical equipment hadn't brought Azure Seabreeze any luck. Fiercely, it took up an equipment slot. Although the Supreme One ring had 3 stats, they weren't that great. When there was an abundance of steel-grade equipment, these stats were worthless. Moreover, every person could only equip 2 rings, and in order to upgrade it into the Supreme 2 ring, Azure Seabreeze had spent a lot of time and effort on it. There was once an elite team that had created many records. They were ranked first in the level rankings as well as equipment rankings, but after obtaining this ring, their team disbanded, and slowly fell from the rankings. In the end, they could only join a gold collection unit. In addition to this, once equipped, it could never be unequipped. In order to try to get rid of this ring, Azure Seabreeze had protested to the company that developed the game, as well as tried dying again and again in the game, but it was useless. If players could have multiple accounts or restart their account, Azure Seabreeze would have chosen one of those options, but unfortunately, this wasn't the case. And now, this ring was in front of Luli. Luli didn't hesitate at all as he equipped it. Because this was the beginning of the game, this Supreme One ring would give him a massive advantage over other players. As for the future, he had confidence that he could upgrade it into the Supreme 2 ring, then the Supreme 3 ring, Supreme 4 ring, Supreme 5 ring. It was incredibly difficult to get here, but getting back was easy. Luli stood in the magma and watched his HP decrease. He once again respawned at the Dark Ravine. Look, another one died. It's a pity it's a guy. Whoa, no way, he only has a pair of underpants left. What happened to him? I recognize this guy. He's died a lot of times already. Is he addicted to dying? There were many people at the spawn points. Some people hadn't bothered to train yet, and sat around the respawn point, enjoying the show and hoping some beauties would show up. Luli ignored these people, and opened the community channel, then entered the group chat's number. Hi everyone. After a few moments, the group chat became quite bustling. Oh, if it isn't the Gold Collection Unit's expert. What level are you now? There were quite a few people in the Star Moon Union who knew of this new expert, who had claimed that he could earn 20 gold in 1 week. None of the high-profile members of the Star Moon Union believed him. For a menial worker to spout such arrogant words, had everyone outraged. I'm not worthy for the title, please call me Luli. Right now, I'm LV0. Luli said as he looked for the NPCs for the Boar Tusks and Panther Fur quests. No way, my LV1 EXP bar is already 30% full, how can the expert be LV0? I'm also LV1. Boss Algion is doing really well, he's almost LV2. Does anyone at the Dark Ravine have a dagger or a short sword? Luli casually asked. If you loan it to me, I'll return in equipment with bonus stats tomorrow. Wah, equipment with bonus stats? No one's found any equipment with bonus stats yet. At least put some effort in on trying to scam people, piss the hell off. Luli, Algion finally spoke. He wasn't very courteous either. It's been more than an hour, but you're still LV0, and you even destroyed your weapon. Are you sure you know what you're doing? Didn't we agree that you would fulfill my requests within your power? Right, and it's not just my weapon, my clothes and money are also gone. If someone can give me a few bread, that'd be great as well. Luli shamelessly said. The people in the group chat fell silent. Goddamn, can you be even more shameless than this?